Hey guys, Dave from Red Smoke Barbecue here, and I'm joined by the newest member of the Red Smoke team, Paul, aka Captain Redbeard, and we're down here at the Barbecue and Beer Roadshow, which is down here in Warwick. Now we're going to go inside, talk to some of the teams, talk to some of the vendors, and find out a little bit more about barbecue competition. Of course, we're going to be sampling the goods. So, Paul, what are you looking forward to seeing today?
Definitely seeing what the teams are producing, hopefully sample something, and obviously get into a few of the IPAs that are floating around.
Of course, beers is what it's all about. All right, let's get in there, find out what it's all about.
Right, so I've got Matt here from Smoking Sappers. We're at the Barbecue and Beer Festival Roadshow down here at Warwick. I'm going to have a little shootout with the first team of the competition. A couple of quick questions for you, Matt. How many guys are in your team, and how often do you guys get competitions?
So there's two foundation members that we keep in the team, and we'll bring in, well, not necessarily ring-ins, but we'll bring in guys to either learn, or sometime we'll bring in guys that might be sort of recovering from some like PTSD or something like that, and they're not normally used to being around crowds, but they're ready to sort of move back into that space. So we'll bring them in and sort of introduce them. They're in a safe space. They're with us. We'll talk through the whole, it's like army stuff again. And for a lot of guys that are out, they miss that stuff.
So they're vets obviously coming in. You're currently serving still at the same time, so you've got a really big connection with that, obviously.
So we stick with that. But yeah, we stick with two as a general rule. Our third member he'll be back mid-year. He's been overseas for a while.
So competition-wise, what's going to be your standout dish out of the five?
So probably our pork ribs. Our pork ribs are always good. Like we always do well with pork ribs. I'm hoping we've got some new things to do with lamb, so hopefully the lamb might be giving us something. It'll either be great or we'll crash and burn.
All right, and where'd you guys learn how to cook or smoke?
So we started with Weber kettles, like old kettles in the backyard, drinking heaps of beer, like just army mates sitting around getting fairly slammered. And we thought, was it 2016? We thought, we saw an advert for the Brisbane Barbecue Festival that was running in the RNA Showgrounds, and one of the boys was like, let's give this a go. So we gave it a go, and doing it since.
Fantastic. All right, so here's a couple of quick rapid-fire questions.
Go.
Sweet, savoury or spicy?
Sweet.
Timber, charcoal or beads?
Charcoal.
Temperature, time or feel?
Feel.
Spritz or no spritz?
Spritz.
Do you consider barbecue a sport?
Yes.
Wrap or no wrap?
Wrap.
Wrap, paper or foil?
Wow. Comp, foil, home, paper.
Does pineapple belong on a pizza?
No.
Fantastic. Thank you.
All right, cool. So we're here with Chris from Things of Smoke and Wood. So first show, obviously COVID.
Yeah, for the year.
First one for the year.
That's right.
Now you don't typically do a lot of shows. You're more online.
No, more online.
Yep. How do people find your products and business online?
My business online is www.thingsofsmokingwood.com.au.
Yep. And
so
on
I'm
Instagram?
Facebook and Instagram too.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
So I do local pickup for the pellets here.
Yep.
At the moment I'm located on the Gold Coast, so I just run out of home basically.
Okay.
And I've got a shed there. I'm just sort of setting up, and I'm looking into opening like on a Saturday.
Yep.
And I've got shelves set up and stuff there, so people can contact me through Facebook if they want to come and have a browse if they're local to the Gold Coast of Brisbane.
Yep.
So I'm finding that sort of taken off a little bit lately.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
All right, so there you go. So if you're in Brisbane or on the Gold Coast, you can actually go to Chris, have a look at his products, and pick them up from him. So speaking of products, now you were talking to me earlier about this one. This is called East Coast Buffalo Crystals.
Yep.
talk us through this one. It's a bit of
Alright.
an interesting one.
Yeah, it is. It's quite interesting, actually. I've just picked it up myself. So they're a local company on the Gold Coast too who make it.
Yep.
They've actually got cobra chili as well,
Right.
Kimari spice. So it's a wing rub sort of thing. So you can sprinkle it on your wings.
Yep.
But the interesting part of it is it's crystals. So you actually sort of can make a sauce out of it. So
right.
you add like butter. The directions are on the back of it. You add a bit of butter and the vinegar to it.
Yep.
And then run it through, and then you can sort of toss it through the wings as well
Wow.
to sort of get that crisp and cook on it.
Yeah, right. So it's a rub slash sauce all in
I only
one.
tested it the other day, so I used it once and I found it quite
Pretty good?
flavour. Yeah,
All right, well, it's got us interested.
yeah.
The other one that's got us interested is the midnight.
The midnight, yes.
Yeah,
very
so
good.
talk us through that one. What's that one good for?
All right, that's good for steak, brisket,
Yep,
anything like that. It's got coffee in it, charcoal, obviously.
yep. And you're
so-
saying it gives a pretty good bark?
Very good bark.
Very good bark.
Especially with the SPOG. I'll just grab a quick one of those
Yeah,
as well.
sure.
Have a little plug. The
Yep.
SPOG, so a light sprinkle of that
Yep,
on top with the magic as well.
Combined?
For the bark combined, so for a bit of flavour underneath, not too heavy.
Yeah.
And that gives great bark.
awesome.
So, yeah.
All right. Well, you got me sold, mate, so there's a sale.
That's-
So let's
good to hear.
let's pay for that one.
Yeah, no worries.
Good talking to you.
Yeah,
Thanks for your
nice to
time.
meet ya.
Cheers, man.
Thank you.
Right, so we're here with Nick from Scotch and Smoke. Mate, it's been a long day. Back into the afternoon now.
Yeah.
How's barbecue been going today?
So first comp for 13 months or
Yep.
12 months for me,
Yep.
and first comp solo for about 4 years.
Yep.
So it was a bit of a learning curve on being organised.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll see how we go today.
Yep. How long have you been barbecuing for?
Smoking about 7 years. Competition about 6. But then barbecuing since I was a kid.
Yep. What was the first smoker you had?
I built my first.
Built?
Yeah, I thought I'm getting into smoking. And I went to buy one, and it was like a 6-month wait.
Yep.
And I went, nah. And I was talking to Hillbilly Wes, and he says, just build one. So we ordered the pipe, built it, and we went to a comp. Like back then, it was one of the biggest smokers.
Yep.
And now it's probably one of the smallest.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, awesome. Hey, talk us through about the judging. So we've seen the hand-ins and what's been happening. We watched you plate one up earlier.
Yep.
How does the judging work? What do the judges look for?
So first off, they look at appearance.
Yep.
And give it a score out of 10.
Yep.
And then it's texture and taste. And texture is times by 2 and taste times by 3.
Yeah.
Taste is the $1 million question.
Yep.
You know, some people like heat, some people like sweet. You just never know what they're going to go for, really.
Yeah,
And, you know, you got to get a little bit lucky. You know, you got to hit, you know, your profile with the right judges.
Yep.
Which some of the good teams seem to do quite regularly. So, yeah, you just never know.
Yeah, right. What's been the dish today for you think? Of all the hand-ins so far?
Probably brisket.
Brisket?
Brisket's always been a pretty good one for us.
Yep.
Chicken sucked. Damn chicken.
Well, we saw your brisket. It looked pretty good to us.
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully,
We've sampled a little bit ourselves.
yeah.
So we rate it. Unfortunately, we're not judging.
Yeah, see how it goes in there. It's a pretty big day for the judges. You know, you're doing 5 categories. You know, 6 boxes.
Yep.
There could be up to 2 or 3 meats in that box.
Yep.
You know, it's a solid day of the judging.
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome. Thanks, Nick. Thanks,
Good luck,
man.
Right, so we're here at Chilli Sweet, and Anthony's got a punter here having a crack of the Hangman's Noose, and one of my absolute personal favourites, but we'll talk to Anthony about that later. And here we go.
Right. That's brilliant.
It's the goodness.
That's brilliant.
Love it.
Oh my god. I'm in love.
There you go.
Punters like it.
Absolutely fantastic. Can't argue
Straight
with that.
to him.
All right, so here we are with Chilli Sweet. I met Anthony down the markets. and stumbled across this product one Sunday morning and just blew me away. It's absolutely amazing. So he's the man himself. Just a couple of questions here. How long have you been making chili sauces for barbecue competitions, or just in general sauces?
In general, about 3 years now. I've been making sauce for. We started our company just over a year ago, and we've had pretty good success since then, all throughout the midst of COVID.
Yep, which was hard on everyone. So.
Oh yeah, we only started operating 6 weeks before lockdown, and we've done nothing but grow since then. So I feel pretty confident for the future of our business.
Absolutely.
Especially with the right woman in my corner.
That's what everyone needs one of those. So.
You're right, I got a good one.
Right, so where can we find you? Where can people find your product?
Sunshine Coast, we have a chili and dessert bar, and we sell our sauces there. We go to all different markets, so if you follow our social media, it tells you where we're going to be on that. We also have a website, so you can buy it all on there, chillisweet.com.au.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, product-wise, hot to not, what is the hottest you've got, and what is probably the best seller, and what is the mildest that you sort of do?
All right, Hangman's Nose, what old mate just tried just then, that's our hottest, a creamy garlic Carolina Reaper sauce, with garlic and green peppercorns, which is a pretty versatile sauce, got some serious heat in it. The mildest is Salubrious sauce. It's a real family-friendly burger top sauce with a relish consistency, very family-friendly. But I reckon our best sellers will have to be either between the Pine Lime Surprise and the Honey I'm Home. Taste of the tropics in a bottle, and a smoked honey jalapeno sauce. We get our honey from a local beekeeper on the sunny coast who runs the Woombye news agency. He's a good fellow. It's Country View is the name of his business. Get on it.
Fantastic. Right, now, something new no one's ever seen until today. What is it?
All right, something corny. We sold out of all the singular ones. We've only got them left in the packs.
That's fantastic, because you had a big stash to begin with.
We did. This is our last two we got remaining. Something corny is a new rub and seasoning. It's got sweet corn and jalapeno. Goes absolutely amazing on vegetables, on meats. You can just really just put it on anything to season. You put it inside burger patties when you're making it. It's really only limited to your imagination.
All right, well, everything seems to be going well for you guys today, and hopefully again tomorrow, and even through to tonight. So
fingers crossed.
We'll see you guys later on, and thank you very much for the conversation.
We're here with Adrian from Firing Line Gourmet Chilli, who's probably got one of the most impressive smokers we've seen at the show so far. So tell us a little bit about the smoker, mate.
So this smoker's all hand built it myself. It's all stainless steel from one end to the other. It's a gas/wood burner, so we cook under wood and then we heat with gas when we get to the events. We've actually had to mount the smoker inside the trailer for our new licensing that we're running now. So we've got bench top serving over this side. The smoker itself weighs nearly 800 kilos of stainless steel. We had to crane it in on top and then build the whole house around the outside of it. It's quite a big task in my front yard. But yeah, it's all based on a car trailer and a love for barbecue.
We were just looking at the back of it, the D shackles, the counterweights. What do they weigh each?
They're nearly 40 kilos, they're 36 kilos. They're a big crane D shackle.
Yep.
And yeah, they were lifting 470 tons rated.
Yeah,
Still got some of the testing tags on there from where I picked them up.
Awesome. And we're just talking about the cooking. So being a big smoker, how long between firing up the wood before you can put your meat in? Just get it to temp.
15 minutes with this, because I got the gas assist, it'll push the heat up really high. And the stainless steel is really good for holding heat. Like if you just, it holds it and doesn't lose it. I can turn this off. 2 hours later, it's still sitting at temperature. Probably takes 4 to 6 hours to come back to ambient temperature if the doors are open. If it's locked, it could be the next morning.
Yeah, right. And on a weekend like this, how much meat would you cook?
So this weekend we did nearly 500 kilos. We've probably sold so far 350, just entering day 2. So hopefully you guys come down and grab a couple more feet so we can get up that range a little bit easier than we did the first time.
Yeah. Awesome. And so how do people find you? What's the best way to get in contact with you?
Facebook, Instagram. We don't have a web page as yet. But yeah, anything on Facebook or Instagram, you'll find us. We'll help you out. We do catering, birthday parties, chili festivals, whatever you'd like, we're there. Any sort of smoking, barbecue, we've got a deep fry set up now, so we're doing crispy chicken wings. We're doing a lot of multitasking. We do pigs on the shelf, we do rice pilaf, we do briskets. Sponsored by Stockyard. They look after us with the best Wagyu brisket that we can get. Actually locally sourced from around here too, from Kerwee Farms. and it's killed here at John D, just locally as well. And then it travels all the way to Brisbane, and I bring it all the way back here.
Awesome. Well, I'll throw the link up for Adrian's business in the comments below. Man, thanks for your time. Really
Thank
appreciate
you very
it.
much. It's
Awesome.
been wonderful.
All right, so we're here with Clint from Chilli Punk. Now, Clint and I were both appeared on Rib Appreciation Society's Saturday night vlog, I guess you call it.
Yep.
I think we were about 2 weeks apart.
We were.
And you sent him down some of one of your hottest dips, didn't you? You sent
I
down
did.
to him. What was that one?
Yeah, so I sent down I sent down a couple of them to both Rayan and Mark. Mark from Traeger Geelong, and both the boys tried out the hot stuff.
Yep.
Rayan was bold enough to try it live on camera, and he was getting into it. And this is the thing with the face melter, it's this one here with the face melter, is she's a creeper, so it tastes really nice up front and smooth, and most people get confident, and then after a few seconds they go, hang on, what's going on here?
Yeah.
That's when the party starts. So I actually I had to sort of hold the fort and keep talking for a couple of minutes as he got his mojo back again.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny.
Yeah, I saw the episode. It was a classic. So, mate, tell us a bit, Chilli Punk, how did it start?
It started out of the kitchen at home. We had a multimedia business doing video, floor plan, that sort of thing for the real estate industry.
Yep.
And COVID come along and people stopped buying and selling properties for a little while on the coast. And so we're left with our hands tied, and I like to cook anyway. And so I had some chilies in the backyard and just made up a product. It was actually my old mate, or it was the first version of my old mate that I made up in the kitchen at home. And I made up about 10 litres of it, gave the excess to the neighbours and friends nearby, and they come back soon after and said, hey, can we have some more?
Yeah.
That's the glitz and glamour of it.
Yeah, right. So the business is what, 12 months old? Or?
Yeah, pretty much bang on a year now.
And it looks like it's going pretty well so far?
It's full time.
Full time?
Yeah, it's
awesome.
really good. Like, I'm here at the BBQ and Beer Roadshow in Warwick today, and my other half, Tony, is holding the fort on the sunny coast, so we do Yamundi Market there, and Noosa Market, as well as a couple of others. So
awesome.
She got up at 3 o'clock this morning, bit of a soldier, and got out there, and she's, as we speak, she's at Noosa Market selling our stuff. So
awesome. Well done. Mate, it is the Barbecue and Beer Festival. Do you barbecue at home? Do you smoke low and slow, or?
Oh, look, I've got a smoker, but I've got the tube smoking setup. Nothing complex, hey.
Yeah.
I'm getting around here and I'm just being blown out of the water by the quality.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to go home a couple of kilos
We all
heavier,
are.
as is my boy in the van, but I love it,
Yeah.
and I will get into it more and more.
Yeah.
But this whole chili thing that I do is 8-9 days a week.
Yeah, right. Gotcha.
So time poor at the moment. But
It's doing well, mate. We follow you on the socials, so
Yeah.
thanks for having a chat.
thank you very much.
Awesome.
mate.
Thanks, Clint.
No worries.
Right, so Beer and Barbecue Roadshow. We're here with Smoke Beyond Smoke. Daniel, absolute champion guy. We're looking at a fantastic day today and want to know how we're going to go, what do you think, and how the judging's going to go.
Yeah, mate, I think, to be honest with you, it's a bit of a luck of the draw. So, I mean, we've got some really good cooks here today, and to be completely fair, mate, it's anyone's for the taking.
So, judging-wise, what happens when you sort of got to present your protein portions and the like into the judging there?
Yeah, so like for ABA, it's you go off taste, texture, and appearance. So you go from highest being a 10, a little bit different to KCBS being the highest being a 9. So 10 is the absolute highest that you want to achieve in pretty much every single part.
As you said before, quality teams here.
Yeah.
Who's your team to beat in this whole competition?
Country Boys Barbecue, 100%. You know, so Dan just got over from South Australia. He flew over there and pretty much dominated the SCA categories and took home a lot of trophies. And he's here today, and yeah, he's a strong cook for ABA and SCA, and did really well yesterday.
You obviously work at Fat Boys Smoking as well?
Yeah. So we're opening up a new restaurant in the next couple of weeks. So hopefully in the next 4 to 5 weeks. And yeah, mate, just going to be running the pits there and coming up with some menu items and yeah, fry some chicken and some barbecue.
So,
good
and
barbecue.
how long has Smoke Beyond Smoke been, say, a barbecue team?
We've had a few changes in the team. We're really just a new team in terms of like who we've got in our team. So I've always started it, ran it, and had a lot of fun with it. But you know, a few lifestyle changes and a few team member changes, and we're sort of finally hitting our straps. So having a lot of fun. But we've been really doing it for the last 2 years, but solidly as a team, maybe 6 months.
Okay. So yesterday, fantastic results.
Yep.
How did you go? How did you actually think you were going to go in those categories that you did well and didn't do well in?
Yeah, it's funny because, you know, like, I appreciate that. We actually did fairly well. We felt like every single category we put up good food. But there was one category for lamb that we didn't really taste it before it hit the box, and you know, there's things that we thought, should we enter it and see how we go. But it was the one protein that we didn't score all that well in. But everything else we handed in, we felt was really strong. So we got a 5th in brisket and 2nd in pork ribs on a countback. So tied for first, I believe.
That was a really tight score.
Yeah,
like,
very tight.
So
yeah, and to lose to the Rib King, you know, Lucas,
Yep.
it's that's. I'm happy to lose.
like
to
you said,
him.
quality field, they're going to be tight scores everywhere. Thank you.
Cheers, mate.
Okay, so the way barbecue competition works is each team has to hand in 5 proteins at a certain time, and these are generally on the hour. Now, it starts with chicken, and then it's pork ribs, lamb, pork one, and brisket. So each of these are handed in and then judged independently. So then we have category winners, and then we have an overall grand champion. All right, so it's late in the afternoon. All the teams have done their final hand-in, so we're going to go into the judges' booth now and check out the awards and find out who all the winners are.
Pits and giggles. Welcome back to Double Barrel Barbecue. Okay, first place chicken at the Warwick Barbecue Championships 2021, taking home $500. Smoke and Daggers Barbecue. Smooth and smoky salad dodgers. Smoked Beyond Smoke. With a new name, the Rib King is back, the Jacks Creek Barbecue Team. this barbecue. In first place, taking home $1,500 in a trophy, and it gives me so much excitement to announce this, Piggy! I think everyone is super chuffed for this bloke.
All right, so that's us, Red Smoke Barbecue. Dave and Paul, we're done at the Barbecue and Beer Roadshow. This has been the Warwick leg. It's been a fantastic show. Big shout out to Trev from Deep Southeast for initially introducing us to a few of the teams, and from there we just met some absolute legends, didn't we? Everyone was so accommodating. The food vendors, Firing Line Chilli Gourmet, let us into his food truck right in the middle of rush hour. It was really accommodating, so we do thank him for his time, and to all the other vendors as well. So we tried to get around to everyone, but there's 30 teams? 30 teams competing, and we just couldn't get around to everyone, but that's okay because we'll get them next time when we meet them in Bundaberg. But a couple of shout outs in particular.
Yeah, so Matt, Smoking Sappers, fantastic guys, great team. The other teams that we spoke to and had really good conversations with, Smoke Beyond Smoke, had an absolute banger of a competition. We had Scotch and Smoke, so they did well. Solo team as well, and not to mention Piggy, who took out grand champion, solo effort, Mr. Consistence all the way through, and it was a fantastic run for them guys.
Yeah, one thing we learned is doing it by yourself is hard work, so to take out the top title by yourself, even more impressive. So,
absolutely.
Now look, that's it for this one. We plan on being back in, like we said, Bundaberg. Yep, so we're going to be in Bundy. So if you enjoyed this video, we appreciate your support by giving it a thumbs up. Support the channel by subscribing, and throw in the comments what you'd like to see at these shows. Do you want to see more barbecue? Do you want to see more interviews? Do you want to see more behind the scenes, maybe from the judging? Let us know in the comments and we'll try and fit that in for Bundy.
Absolutely.
All right, but until then, we'll see you next time.
Ciao.